You have reached Eric Marshall. Leave a message.
Dude, it's another
Friday.
Magic Friday night. All right, so look, let's put the disclaimer out here. You ready?
Yep.
This is going to be a scary one tonight, folks. About to both of our two listeners.
I'm already scared.
I was scared thinking about it.
Shaking.
I wish I could turn my telephone device on. All right, so let me just summarize going into this. What's going on here? All right. So I have a friend, been a friend for a long time. Met her many years ago. She had an antique store. I'd ride bicycle from one side of town to the other and stick my head in and talk to her. And she tried to sell me antiques. And then eventually she sold her business. We kept in touch. We still keep in touch. And lately our interaction is she does drawings and arts. Right? So she draws, and let's see, what year was she born? Where's your calculator?
Does she paint?
She paints, yeah, you saw the painting. Here, do the math, right? 2020,
Yep.
Year of the Murder Hornet, minus 93.
That is 1927.
1927, all right, so...
My grandfather's older than her. He's dead.
Well, yeah, I got a grandfather older than her, too. He's dead, too. All right, so 93, still killing it, still earning money. Every day she earns money. So I sent her some colored pencils because she always sends me pictures in the mail. I sent her some colored pencils and an eraser in the mail this week. And I want to go through these text messages before we call her.
Groovy.
And we'll try to call her, and she may or may not pick up. But
That'd be a kind of a anticlimactic if she didn't answer.
yeah, we'd have to erase all this. All right, so this is Wednesday at 10 in the morning. Thank you very much. I just went to the post office. That was a very nice thing to do for me. I will try it out tonight. I said, sure, you're welcome, and maybe those are useful. There's a pencil sharpener in there also, right? These are art pencils, different colors. And then at midnight, I guess it says yesterday, so I guess midnight, Thursday night, Wednesday night, she texts me. Of course, I'm awake, working on something entirely different. We'll use your gift to me on that one. Still doing monster-like creatures. When I get this out of my system, I will turn them over to you. It will be something no one else will have, and I can never do it again. Hope you think of something to do with them. So more background information. Buffalo, West Virginia, which is about 35 miles from Point Pleasant. Point Pleasant's, West Virginia's Bigfoot, right? Mothman in the 60s. They had UFO sightings. Everybody saw UFOs. They're running around in this volunteer army plant. High school kids are saying Mothman scratching the roof of their car, right? Then the bridge to Ohio fell. I guess it's Ohio, yeah. And they tried to blame it on Mothman. And then Mothman disappeared. And there's a book. When I was in 1976, when I was like 12 or 13, I read it. It scared the living bejesus out of me, right? It's not a well-written book. I would, I'd recommend it, but it's not. It's kind of hard to read.
What's the author's name? I can't remember.
What is the? We gotta give credit where credit's due. Mothman Prophecies.
I'll look it up.
By, is it Key? Something Key? But it talks about, back then we all had all landlines. There's no cell phones, there's no cameras. There's landlines, TV, CB radios, and
Telegraph.
I don't know if it's a telegraph, man, but so part of the things that was scary, they'd say they had all these like unexplained people would call, and there'd be clicks, weird voices, and all this stuff, and hang up. And
John Keel.
That's close. He's moved on, I believe.
What?
So I sent her the book, and if you're 93 years old, you probably don't want to read a book on Mothman. She kind of flipped ahead. She says, "What chapter is the description of the creature in?" And I said, "I don't know. Let me look at my copy, my well-worn, dog-eared, thumb-down copy." And read her the description of the creature. It's not a great description. I said, I want you just to interpret it on your own. So she made a picture for me, then she kept making pictures, right? She made a picture, sent it to me, it's nice, I painted it. She painted it. All right, so that's kind of the background. And then she thinks I can sell these Mothman drawings on Instagram and keep 20%, give her whatever the money. I'll give her all the money. I don't care about the money. All right, so this is midnight the other night. So she said, still doing monster-like creatures. When I get this out of my system, I will turn them over to you. Will be something no one else will have, and I can never do it again. Hope you think of something to do with them. I said, ha, yeah, I'm going to get on that soon. Right? She said, our state treasurer, she's talking about West Virginia, got some of them. He said he will hang these in his office because Mothman is part of West Virginia's folklore. I have to agree with that. I don't remember which ones he has. This helps me get my name out in the public. People will love or hate them. You know that I feel I am at a point in my life that will change my lifestyle. I cannot put my finger on it, but I can feel it coming, like everything changed overnight. I cannot put my finger on it, but there will be a change. I want to stay home and paint full time. When you ask me to paint Mothman, it's just like something took me over. I give you all the credit for that. It's a good thing now. I poured my heart out to you. And, I try to, it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
So it's all your fault.
I said, hey, sometimes we get lucky. And she said, I think I am. How is it with your girlfriend? I hope peaceful and happy. You need a lot of peace in your life. I hope it's going this way for you. So I sent her a video of me and the significant other playing guitar and singing in the basement, about like usual. Horrible. Except for the singing. The singing was good. The guitar playing was horrible. So I sent that to her so she could see what a fun time we have together. A picture's 1,000 words.
Right.
And she has a hard time figuring out how to open movies on her phone. You're 93.
Mm-hmm.
She can send me pictures. It's pretty good, right? I'm not sure what kind of iPhone she has. I think it's like a 4. And she said, I don't know how to open it, but I'll try. And I said, well, just click on this. And she goes, well, I'm trying to tell you I don't know what clicking is. I understand. I kept sending it to her. I said, double click on the screen with your finger on the arrow. Hey, I got to go to sleep. I got to go to work tomorrow. Good night. She goes, I got it. How nice. So this is late, right? I mean, the conversation started at midnight, probably 12:30 right now, maybe 1 o'clock. I got it. How nice. Only thing I did not get is the sound. Everything looks very comfortable. Thank you. So she likes the basement situation. I said, turn the volume up. It's the button on the top left side of your phone. Try that. Here's the movie again. Volume button left side on top of your phone. And then she says, this is 1 o'clock in the morning. She said, that is one hell of a Mothman. She's looking at the video. Right? She said, that is one hell of a Mothman. Is it a statue you have in your house? You have been deep into this. How large is that statue? It overpowers the whole house, right?
She thought you had a statue of.
I'm like, oh, Inge, I forgot to tell you about my 9-foot statue of Mothman I keep in the basement because I love that guy that much.
Coming up.
And I said, you must be seeing the drum set or something. It's a music room. And I sent a picture with the lights on of the basement. I had to dig it up. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. And so she sees something in the video that nobody else sees, right? She says, no, I saw a tremendous figure of a bronze Mothman with feather wings, very muscular. Don't tell me you don't have it, that it's life-size. She said, I played with the phone and it came up. I don't know about that. You see me playing guitar on the right and my girlfriend singing on the left. She has a good voice. I look like a fat, bearded Mothman. Maybe it's me. And she said, do you have that kind of statue in your house? If not, something is going on there. So it's 1 a.m. I'm a grown man. I'm laying in bed. I'm like, I'm not going downstairs. I'm not getting out of bed. There's nothing down there. This is something we filmed a couple of weeks ago. And I said, there's no statue down in the basement. And she said something. And sometimes she types, you can't really understand what she says. She says, in your room looks comfy, nice. You entertain yourselves. Yeah, we entertain ourselves. Like tonight, like me and you, buddy. I said, yeah, it's the basement music room. And then here she said, I don't mean to scare you, but I saw it and enlarged it. If I get it again, I will make a pen and ink drawing for you. It has to be somewhere in your house. Bronze collar, shiny, like it is posing. We have to clear this up.
Let me stop you for a second.
Yeah.
What do you think she meant when she says, I saw it and enlarged it?
Well, she can open pictures and make pictures bigger. Yeah.
But it was a video, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can tap on the video and they stop. I don't know.
Okay.
Again, things happen. So I said, well, shit, I can't sleep now. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I said, could be a light bulb reflection in the back window. I have lights on shelves down there. There's a screenshot. So I took a screenshot of the video and sent it to her that night. And she goes, oh, no, it's a statue. Like, I am not making this up. It has oversized round ears, real feathers on his wings. To Z, like Z, like German. To Z, she's German. To Z, shiny, life-size figure. Look and see if you don't have a statue like this in your house. Not tonight, but we got to get to the bottom of this. It came on after your video. I could not believe my eyes. Let me ask you this, okay? You think she's screwing with me?
Was it dancing?
No, I mean, you think that she's... No, here's what I think.
Maybe.
I'll tell you my theory. I don't think she's screwing with me. I mean, maybe she just wants to be the fortune teller, right?
More than likely, I hate to say it, but she probably had a mini stroke.
Well, let's talk about how you die, right? That's our favorite subject. One of the ways you die, the 7 ways you die, one of them is you get ischemias. I'm probably saying it wrong. Ischemias, which are like little blood vessel pops in your brain, and your brain just bites the dust over time. Your brain can't make it to 100, right? So it's something to look forward to, buddy.
Can't wait.
They're probably painless, just you're not hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, some of your cells are dying off.
Right.
You got to use old Occam's razor there.
Yeah.
What's the most likely explanation? A 93-year-old person. Are they seeing into another dimension?
Another dimension.
Or are they having dementia?
Exactly, same thing. You're seeing into another dementia. Man, that's a good name. All right, she said, tomorrow, go to bed. I will be up. I certainly don't want to invite a thing like that into my life. We are talking about we're talking about other world if you not find this in your house. I never should have gave her that Mothman book.
You started it.
I said, trust me, Inge, there's nothing down there, and if there is something down there, I hope it's a big boy. That shows you bravado. Well, I will draw it if it comes on again. I could not see the eyes. It is powerful. I believe you. No one will put this on as a joke you know of. I would not want to meet up with it. So powerful it could break everything in two.
Dang.
I said, well, there was 2 dogs down there when we were recording, were playing. They didn't act like anything was in the room. And she said, I got the music room with you two in it, very clear. That's the picture. And she said, the other one was a video, and it's something like, it says Dacket Ghoul. I don't know what Dacket is. Dark Ghoul, D-A-K-E-T.
Dacket. Let me look it up.
Dacket Ghoul, and I don't think it's German. I think it's just misspelling. Both were moving. I did not get a sound, but that could be my fault. I tried to make it clearer. This Mothman figure came on with humongous ears. I got big ears. Strong like an athlete. It wasn't moving, just standing there. Feather wings, bronze, collar, shiny life size. I swear to that. Have a good night. Well, all right. See, I'm glad you liked that video. Have a good night. I said, well, I'll see you in the morning. Got to go to bed. Got to get up at 8. See you in the morning. Then in the morning, mailed you an envelope. One is a throwaway. It's a picture. But it gives you an idea what I saw on the screen last night. When all those photos got sideways, it was there. I looked again this morning, could not find it. Bronze color, life size. Beautiful job of artwork. I found it in your video going... here's another word. I found it's something, your video going right. Found a lot of things I did not know were on there. If you stay in your screen on this screen, you will find it. You just have to. It's that impressive. And then she tried to sell me a bracelet, right? She's a wheeler dealer.
I'll sell you a picture of what I saw for $99.
All right, so
I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, you know,
it's dementia.
That's where we are right now. I know it's dementia. Let's call her anyhow.
My dad sees stuff.
Does he? Yeah. Well, we're not calling her about Mothman per se. We're calling her about just whatever she wants to talk about.
Okay.
All right. And she's probably asleep, man.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Are you awake?
Oh, sure. I'm awake. You know, I do all night. So you can call me 2 in the morning. That's fine.
Look, I haven't slept since you saw that Mothman in my basement.
What?
I haven't slept since you saw that Mothman in my basement.
I don't know if it was in your basement or not, but, you know, I can't get him. I had a friend of mine today use on her computer, on my computer, with your name on your number and everything. We couldn't get it, and we switched him from the left to the right. And he is powerful. He's beautiful.
Yeah.
And he is copper. Bronze color.
Right.
And he shines, and he is very muscular.
Yeah.
And his wings, they're big wings, and they end up in feathers,
You've not been
which
lifting,
I have never seen before.
Right.
And he has hands, and one of them sticks up, and it has black fingernails on it. When I saw him, and I tried to get it back, and I couldn't.
That's crazy. I mean,
so I don't know if that's a sign or if it's it's mysterious. It's what
right.
it is. Did you get the envelope?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. I'm just as inquisitive about this appearance I had on the phone with your name.
Yeah.
Under your
Maybe it was an angel. Maybe it was an angel.
Yeah, it's just, and he was not smiling, and he was not anything. He was just there, and he was strong and powerful.
Was he playing the guitar?
I didn't see the feet.
Right.
I don't know if he had feet or not, but he had. I don't remember, but he had a hand up in the air, and it had black fingernails.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Well, I won't be able to sleep again tonight. Thank you.
Well, honey, I wish can you not work on your thing and go sideways or whatever it is and see if you can get it?
Go ahead. It may be.
Oh, the drawing I made is no good, and you have to throw it away. I scratched all over it, but the other three are good. Yeah.
So I was telling Adam about you, and we figured out you was born in 1927.
Yes.
One episode we do these episodes, and one episode we talked about time travel, and we talked about, do you believe anything that ever happened before you were alive? Like me, and I was born in 1965. Do I believe stuff?
Yes.
And it depends on your relatives. And my grandma, she was born in 1909. So you've been around since 1927, and so you were 20 and 47, right?
Yes.
And you're in another country, and you saw all that horrible stuff.
Yes.
One thing, Inge, you told me a long time ago, you said that one time you had to hide behind a railroad car, right, when a Spitfire was shooting at you.
Oh, yeah, I was under a locomotive, and they were English. They were other people. We got off the train, and some woman went and got her suitcase instead of her kid, but I guess I left. The mistake I made, I was under the locomotive instead of the other cars, and the locomotive is where they really shot the hell out of it.
Jesus Christ. Nowadays they use ammunition to go right through it. They use real heavy stuff.
Well, I was behind the wheel.
Yeah.
I remember that. I laid flat on the ground.
And you were like 16, right?
16 and a half.
Yeah, geez. That's crazy. I mean, like World War II to us is like science fiction. We don't even know anything about it at all, right?
I'm sure.
Like the only war that...
No, I take it back. I was 16 instead of 16 and a half because I went back home after that one time, and my mother died when I was 16. My mother died, and I left. Okay. And then at 16 and a half, I left the country. I walked across the border. Yes, that's the way it was.
That's crazy. So that was 1945.
Do what?
All that happened in 1945, probably.
Yeah, 40, yeah.
Right, the war ended
45 and a half, something like that.
Right, the war ended in 45, and then the Russians came in, right, and, did their thing. And Americans came in, did their thing, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I was Russian occupied. I walked out of there with 25 people and 2 ex-German soldiers that took us across the border, me with 2 suitcases and nowhere to go. It was interesting, I can tell you that. And then we got into a camp because we came from the east, and they sprayed us with stuff and kept us there for 3 days. And they gave us, only thing they gave us to eat was raw hamburger, and I wouldn't. And that's why I don't eat any meat today. Yeah. That's not cooked to death.
That's crazy. So, that's crazy. So, I mean, what border did you walk across? Into what country?
Do what?
What? When you walked across a border, what border did you walk across into what country?
The British zone of Germany.
Oh, okay. All right. East and West. Yeah. That's...
And then I wouldn't stay there at all, and then I went to the American zone.
Yeah.
And I stayed for a week or 2 weeks, I don't know how long, with a relative of my father's.
Right.
And the man's name was Ernst Eberg, and he was the mayor of Bonn.
Okay.
But she was a widow, and I stayed there. And then I got a job in a home, and the guy was after me, and I left in the middle of the night, went out again for nowhere to go. So nobody could get me home. So, see, my father was home from the war.
Yeah.
I mean, from prison, American prison in Strasbourg. That's in Elsass-Lothringen.
Okay.
You know where I'm going with you?
No, but we figured out.
You know, Elsass-Lothringen is between Germany and France.
Okay. Okay.
And my father,
I'm listening.
Okay. And my father had a job that he never wore a uniform, so he was there for almost 2 years.
It's after
and
the war.
I was by myself with my mother, and it was very, very bad. My mother, well, I'll tell you the truth, my mother couldn't handle me.
Yeah, right. I mean, it sounds like... Go ahead.
No, it's all right. You go ahead.
So I mean, you kind of grew up during World War II. I mean, you know...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went through the whole thing.
Let's say, I don't know how long it lasted in Germany. Here it lasted 4 years. Germany it probably lasted 6 years.
See, I wore a uniform when I was 10 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But there was something like Girl Scouts. It wasn't anything different, except the only thing different was that they taught us about Hitler's life, and we had to learn that to recite that. And otherwise, we collected stanniol paper and bones and newspapers. And see, we didn't have anything, so we had to recycle. That's what I'm talking about, everything. And you had to turn in 2 pounds of this and 2 pounds of this every week in school, and I did.
Wow. That's crazy, man. So
they should do it here now and save the ocean.
They should do it here now. They should do it here now. So that was probably like 1939 if you were 10, right?
Yeah, 10, 12. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then, I mean, I don't know anything about... I apologize. You know, I went to public school, right? So...
But don't apologize. They don't know anything here if they went to college.
Right. Well, I went to college there too.
Listen, the only way you know anything if you've been there. Otherwise, you could just read about it.
So early on, Hitler or whoever was invading countries in 39 and 40, right? Like Poland or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, invaded Poland and beat the hell out of them in 2 weeks.
Right. That was the first one.
I'll tell you what happened. I was close to the border of Czechoslovakia and Poland, and the Erzgebirge, the mountains that go around Czechoslovakia, they're called the Erzgebirge. Those are mountains, and the Czechs and the Germans, they lived together in that, and the Germans were run out by the Czechs. And they came through the town in wagons with their belongings. That's all they had. And that's when that happened, when Hitler got pissed off and he went 2 weeks and wiped their asses out.
I didn't know that.
Well, you know it now.
Yeah.
I saw it.
You saw it. That's crazy.
I mean, I saw the wagons. I didn't see the rest. But that's what happened.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He told him that it's either this or that, and it was that.
I mean, I don't...
Now, we have a wonderful country here, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But if you want law and order, you're going to have to be a little bit dictatorial or it goes to hell. And right now we need a whole lot of it. That's my opinion. Mm. Because I quit, I'd stop those riots in 1 second. They wouldn't have another chance for another one. And the people that are here in this country, and we're all from, and the Indians are the only Americans. But the people are here in this country and they're trying to destroy it for personal reasons. I'd buy them a one-way ticket to go back where they came from or ancestors and tell them to get the hell out if they didn't like it here.
Right. I mean, you lived through the 60s too, right? They had protests in the 60s, hippies.
Yeah, I just, I have no mercy on drug addicts, and I have no mercy on tattoo artists and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm with you there.
That's going backwards because the stuff came from Africa. Instead of us going over top of it, we go to the bottom. Right. And they're paying for it on top of it. They're nuts.
Yeah. No, I hear you. So that's a whole lot. So after World War II,
yes,
did things get easier for you? Or I know there were some other issues, I think.
Well, our money was disvaluated, and they took all the money you had in the bank, and and you got 50 marks or 60 marks, I don't remember which it was, and that's equivalent to $50 and everything. And the people killed themselves, jumped out the windows. I wouldn't care if we lived on my mother's side, grandmother's jewelry to eat.
Wow.
And because my father, I don't know what his monetary situation was. He never did tell me. But he sold stuff to the family, and we got what we needed.
Yeah.
My mother was already gone when that happened.
Right. So how old were you when you got out of, were you 20 when you got out of Germany? I mean, you left, you went to U.S.?
Do what?
When did you come to the United States?
I was 21.
Okay. All right.
I went around Western Europe, Germany for since I was 16 and a half.
I got you. Wow. I mean, how did you get over? Was it a boat, I guess?
Do what?
Was it a boat? Did you come over on a boat, or were they fly you?
No, by plane.
Okay. All right.
A military plane by MATS.
Okay.
Military air transport.
I got you. And then hopefully things got better or easier, I hope.
Well,
never gets easy.
I had to learn a lot.
Yeah.
I still have animosity, and I tried to get jobs, and I couldn't get a job because I was the enemy, and I do understand that.
Right. That's crazy. And that whole thing, that's a crazy story.
Well,
you know,
it's a disgrace to the human race that it ever happened on either side.
Yeah.
Now we got the situation where it's going to happen again.
You're right. You're probably right.
Oh, I'm right. I know. I can see it in print.
Yeah. Well, I
wrote a thing on Facebook. I don't know if you saw it or not, about a Pelosi woman, and I said the only thing she was interested in, she was never hungry, and the only interest that she had is get her hairdresser and get her makeup on, and tell her maid to open the windows for fresh air.
Right. That's the only.
I can't stand her. I don't like her eyes.
Yeah. Right.
She's no good.
I agree.
Adam agrees with you.
I agree.
Adam.
Yeah, well, we'll buy a ticket on a slow boat to China. Want to?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If the dollar doesn't get back in, there'll be civil war.
Yeah. Look, I mean, here's the way I look at it. You know, I had a good life. You know, they can have my antique radio collection. You know, good luck.
Okay, good.
They can have it. I had a good life. I got here. I'm happy. I'm not that attached to possessions.
Until you don't have
smart.
them.
That's smart.
Good.
And if you do turn anything into little gold, you can go anywhere, anytime. Nothing else is any good, but that's always good. Believe me. You can go anywhere with a little gold.
You're right.
But
I don't have
anything
any.
else doesn't mean a damn thing.
Right. I got some Insures from 2018. Yeah, those vitamin drinks.
Yes.
I trade those. They're
some antibiotics.
3 years old.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Toilet paper.
Don't put nothing in your body that you don't need, because everything leaves a residue of some sort. You're doing or indifferent.
You're doing something right. Whatever you're doing something right.
Well, I don't eat at McDonald's.
You don't eat much at all. One time you said you had a can.
Well, I don't. Now tonight, my friend that helps take care of me, that gets me out of the bathtub, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Her husband is a dentist, and he's Italian, and he cooks arrivederci Roma. And so he sent me over some spaghetti, and he sent me over enough for 4 days till she comes back over here.
Yeah.
And I have very good, and I will eat that, you know, and I like to make a salad. But sometimes I'm too tired at night, and I eat yogurt, and I eat applesauce and cottage cheese and stuff like that. And I eat a lot of fruit.
I heard one time.
And in the morning, I eat cream of wheat, or I go to Panera. Who know Panera? What that is?
Yeah.
Panera.
Yes.
And I get a cheese souffle. It costs $5.08.
Oh, that's good. And then one time.
Yeah, and that lasts me till noon, and then I start on the fruit and on the yogurt. And at night, I'll see what I can find.
We're going to have to write all that down so me and Adam eat the same stuff. We're going to write all that down.
Okay, we'll write it down.
And then you said you had one time you said you had a can of cherries, half a can of cherries.
You had what?
Half a can of cherries, fruit. Red.
Oh yeah, I have lots of times I eat applesauce and cottage cheese.
Yeah, right.
And I eat fruit, any kind.
Canned fruit or fresh fruit?
No, fresh fruit.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that make big difference.
Yeah. All right.
I have canned fruit if I run out, Yeah. But I try not to buy too much fresh fruit because it goes bad so much, and you can't. If you put it in the refrigerator, that's some of it will freeze. My refrigerator is not A1 anyway.
Right. All right. So and to summarize where we are here currently.
Do what?
Just to summarize our conversation, right?
Yes.
Just to summarize,
okay.
We haven't covered a whole lot. So, we had World War II, all kinds of crazy stuff went down, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And you're growing up, crazy stuff we don't even want to talk about. And then you got out of there, you got out of Germany, and then you finally got over the United States, and then you're here, and then you. So if you got here, let's see, let me do some math. So you got here in 47 or 48?
48.
Okay. All right. So 48. Who was the president? I forget. Eisenhower?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I should know. Harry S. Truman was 45.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who it was.
I think Eisenhower was next.
Yeah. If I guess that, it's just random luck.
Yeah.
Harry Truman was a big feeling somebody, wasn't he?
He's the one that dropped the bombs on Japan.
He took
Japan?
He took over from Roosevelt.
He took over from Roosevelt.
Yeah, that's right. He did.
Yeah, you need to know your history. You call us.
The only thing I don't like about him, he stopped General MacArthur. He should have let him go.
Right. What did he stop him?
That was a big mistake.
In Korea or what?
Russia.
What was MacArthur trying to invade?
I think Philippines. I don't know.
Something like that.
It was somewhere close by there. I don't know. Right. I can't swear to it.
Right,
but whatever it was, he should let the man alone.
Yeah.
But he was jealous because the general was more popular than he was, and the general could do better than he ever would do because he's never seen anything like it.
Right. I mean, that's true. That's
experience is overpower in what you're running. But if you have somebody in experience, you hire that person to do the job for you.
Right. So in 48, we're thinking Eisenhower. I don't know how long he lasted. How long did he last? And in 60, you got Kennedy. I don't know who was from 50 to 60.
The only Republican I never voted for was George Bush. I can't stand him.
The first one or the second one?
I liked his daddy, but I can't stand him. Right. When I was in line to vote, I told people when I was standing in line, we'll be in war in 2 weeks, and I damn sure was right.
Yeah. He went back to Iraq. I mean, and
no, he did. We had no business in any of that.
I agree with you.
We had no business in Vietnam. We had no business anywhere. We just should buy the oil and forget it.
So Kennedy, I don't know if he's a Democrat. I think he's a Democrat, right? Kennedy in 60.
Yes, he was a Democrat.
And then you had Johnson in 63.
I wouldn't trust Johnson with a broomstick.
Right. Then you had Nixon, or?
Well, it was pitiful.
After Johnson. So Johnson went to 68, I think.
Well, we had Carter, and we had Gerald Ford, and
Reagan, two times. Who was your favorite?
Yes.
Who was your favorite besides Trump? Your second.
I didn't. I have nothing against Jimmy Carter, but my opinion of it is he should make furniture instead of run the country.
Right, he should build houses.
Or something for the poor people. That'd be a good job for him.
Look, I think he's your age.
Well, that's possible. I'm 93.
Yeah, I think he's your age. Who's the presidents from the 50s?
Hold on. Truman from 45 to 53.
Okay, Harry S. Truman.
Yeah.
Then you had Eisenhower from 53 to 61.
50. We were wrong, weren't we? 53 to 61. Okay.
Kennedy from
Which one of them had 2 terms and 1 term? I don't know. That makes a difference in the time.
I believe it was Truman.
Truman had 2, and it sounded like Eisenhower had 2.
Well,
okay, that makes.
Hold on.
Roosevelt was president from 33 to 45.
So Roosevelt was who the Germans were fighting.
He had 3.
He and Winston Churchill, right?
Yeah.
And who was the Russian guy?
Stalin?
Khrushchev or something. No,
he
in
was
World War
afterwards.
II.
Okay, Stalin.
There was a table. Those guys were Potsdam Convention. All right, so we had World War I, right?
Yes.
And it ended like in 1918, something like that.
Yeah.
And what I'm hearing, Woodrow Wilson wanted to have peace without victory, and he wanted to be nice to the Germans. And then the guy from France, Marcellus, didn't want to be nice to the Germans. And then,
France and Germany will never get together. Never.
And then that plague hit, that flu, that 1918 Spanish flu, and made Wilson sick. And then he came out of his sickness, and then France got what they wanted, and they cut Germany to its knees, right? They just put them in the hole financially.
Yes.
Again, I don't know anything. And then.
Well, see, I'm not good at World War I. I can't tell you. I can just tell you what my lifetime.
Yeah.
And I can remember what my parents told me, but
Right.
I don't.
Right.
I'd have to do a lot of thinking to bring that back. Right now, I don't have it.
Where I was going, the seeds to World War II was planted after World War I was over, because they were they.
Yeah, then they had Bismarck, and he lost his power to Adolf. He thought Adolf was good. He's not.
Yeah. So,
Adolf is not even a German. He's an Austrian.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, so we covered all the presidents. I mean, you had an interesting life, right? I mean, the only thing interesting in mine and Adam's life, I guess, is this current coronavirus. That's interesting. What else is interesting?
The internet.
Internet. I don't know. The wars we had, when I grew up, Vietnam was on TV, and I thought war was always on TV. I thought.
Yeah.
And then we had, what do we have at the Vietnam War? We had, skirmishes.
Panama.
And,
well, they ruined those soldiers that came back. They ruined their heads. They're not fit for anything because of the life and death situation they saw. Because life in Asia is not worth a damn, and they couldn't understand it, and so it blew a lot of them's mind.
Right.
What they saw, because it was a different world. I told you they shouldn't have gone over there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you 100%.
I don't know why they were fighting anyway. They weren't going to come over here. We stopped them at the border.
Yeah, well,
there was somebody wanted to make a big tra-la out of it.
Right.
War is a great way to
and
make money.
I think George Bush was responsible for a lot of that shit. Excuse me.
Yep. All right, so we covered all the presidents more or less. We got to.
I couldn't even stand the man's looks.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I couldn't. He did something to me that made me turn the other way.
Yeah. And then you had so we had Clinton before Bush, right? Then Gore should have won it, but he didn't.
Well, Clinton was not bad, but he was a charmer. And he let that come before anything else. And they would do anything for money. He and Hillary would do anything for money, but he could cover it up better. She can't.
Mm-hmm. Then you had Bush for two terms. Then who was after Bush? Obama?
Oh, God.
Was that your favorite president?
Oh, God.
And then now you got President Trump.
If I hear that, I should run myself.
Right. Well, you're a citizen. You're over 35. You can do it.
Well, I probably would change a lot of stuff. You already know what I would do. It's easy, and I'll tell them ahead of time, so they better watch out. That's right. I wouldn't put up with the shit that's going on now. I would not for 1 minute. And they can call me Little Adolf if they want to, but it has to be stopped. It has to be stopped. And the deterioration and taking away the monuments and something about all the slavery, that's all shit. They should forget about it because their own family sold them to come over here.
Yeah.
I agree.
What do you watch? How do you get your news? Do you watch TV?
I don't understand.
How do you watch TV to get the news, or how do you get the news? You read it on the internet?
Some. No, I don't do internet. I watch what goes on. That guy that comes on at 8:00 at night on Channel 3. I see what he has to say. I like somebody just report it and not give their own opinion.
Right,
My opinion is the only one that counts.
Now, what's Channel 3? Is that Fox or is it CBS?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
It used to be 8-1 and 8-2. I have a television. I don't understand what channel I'm on.
I don't either. Now, so let's fast forward to 2020, right, where we are now. And you still have to hustle to make money. That's crazy.
Oh, I got to make money or I can't keep this property.
Right. That's crazy. I mean, everybody, they want to quit working when they're 62. 60, 62.
Well, that's what's gonna kill them if they quit.
So when you get
as long as you go to the telephone and you have good mind, you go ahead and do something.
Yeah. So when you get up in the morning, you got to make a certain amount of money that day, don't you?
Yeah, but I haven't made any. I've made in 15 days $100. I sold $100, whereas I didn't make it because I had to buy the stuff that I sold.
Yeah, right.
But it's that bad right now, and if I didn't have a spare tire, I'd be in hell of a shape.
Oh well, so that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, you got to get up and you got to sell stuff and
yeah.
Create...
Well, I don't mind. I get up.
Yeah.
And I talk to everybody who comes in there, but now if they weigh 400 pounds, I know they don't need anything.
Yeah.
When they walk down the aisle, I don't talk to them because they have a hell of a time getting through the aisle.
Yeah, right.
I'm not kidding. Yeah. And they're usually in their 40s and their 50s, and everything they have in the clothing, it all falls out.
Yeah, that's you're right.
There's no excuse for it.
No.
That's what they eat. They eat that McDonald's stuff.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Oh yeah, don't
country.
You do it?
Yeah. We had hibachi tonight. Wasn't that good? High calorie. We had pizza. We eat too much pizza.
But you
I don't. I liked it a little bit, but I won't eat it. It's not bad, but I don't like it.
Right.
I like a hot pepper, I'll tell you what I do eat. I like rye bread. They don't make the right kind here because it's all mush. I want the one you got to bite into it.
Right.
And I like pepperoni.
Yeah.
And hot peppers.
Yeah.
A little hot finger peppers and a beer or buttermilk. And I'm gonna tell you something. That does the job.
We need the secret because I doubt I last. We need some secret. I doubt I last another 15 years. Current course and speed. I doubt I last 15 years.
Don't say that.
You never know. Well, I got that damn.
Well, what you think, you have to want to live 15 years. You have to want to do better, and then you get the help from someplace upstairs that'll encourage you and support you. And my life has been saved so many times that I do know there is a force somewhere that has protected me, or I'd be dead long time ago.
Well, I got this Mothman down here in the basement.
Okay.
I don't know which way he's going.
I just wished you could get it so you know what I was talking about. He had his hand in the air.
Right.
And it had black fingernails on it. And the hand was very graceful. But I don't know what kind of feet or legs he had. It faded out.
I mean, we're down here in the basement right now. We're looking at the drum set, and we're turning our heads sideways.
Okay.
Now, I'm not seeing much. Adam, what are you seeing?
Well, the thing of it was on your phone.
Yeah, I know, but it was a video.
That's where it came. It came on your phone, and I can't find it. And I don't know what kind of button I pushed, but all of a sudden, after I was through with you talking, or we had some photos, I looked at some of your photos. That thing came on the whole phone. I mean, from top to bottom, there were no edges or anything. He came up, and that's when I saw that, and that's when I thought, what the hell is this?
Well, shit, I thought I was going to sleep tonight.
Well, honey, it's not coming to get you.
All right. That's
it's
good.
not.
That's good.
It's not coming to get me either. It just was showing that it was existing.
All right. That's cool. I like that. I like that. No,
okay.
Nothing you can do. I'm not.
Well, the thing of it is, you started the Mothman. I guess you woke him up.
Yeah. Well, I got like 30 pictures of him now.
Okay.
Right. I got a calendar of Mothman.
Well, I want you to make a calendar.
All right, and sell it on Instagram. I'll try to.
If you want to do it, you do it. I don't want anything. You go ahead and do it.
Well, we can scan them on the computer, and then we can put them into a calendar, and I can advertise them. I got like 12,000 followers for some reason. I don't know how many of them are real.
Gumroad's a good place to sell stuff.
Gumroad. Okay, I'll look at that. All right, what else is going on? How's your health?
Okay, I have a hard time walking, but I'm okay. I can drive and I can swim.
Okay. There's not any pools open, is there? Hang on, let me call her back. She must have dropped us.
Probably her phone went dead.
Probably her phone went dead, or Mothman got to her.
Oh, crap.
I don't know what happened.
Mothman.
Okay, he cut it off. Okay.
He didn't want to hear about swimming. So there's no pools, though. I wish you could get in the pool. Wish I could get in the pool.
Well, I don't want to go to the public one. I used to go in the one I had a private one in Oak Ridge that had a clubhouse and everything, and that was nice. But I don't have it anymore. I can go over there at a friend's invitation, but I don't want to go by myself. I can get in, but I can't get out.
Right,
See, I can't go those steps out of the pool. I can't do it.
The falling's the thing. Like everybody I know that's up there in years, they're falling. They're bouncing off the walls. They're breaking their arms. They're breaking their hips.
I run into the walls. I hold on to the furniture when I get up in the morning because I want to be solid in my mind and my feet, that I don't hit something.
Right.
And I got to watch that I don't fall on the floor.
Yeah. Right. Do you go upstairs? Or you sleep on the first floor?
I'm upstairs. Yeah, I'm upstairs with anything I do except cooking.
I got you. And then one time, I know was it last year, you was pulling a weed and you fell and broke your hip?
Oh, yeah. I didn't break my hip. I broke the femur, the end of the femur. And I have all my own bones, except it was like a cannonball. It crushed. And it didn't hurt, and I didn't even know I had done this. And boy, it took me several months, and I was at somebody's house. They took care of me.
Yeah, I know. That was tough.
Yes, it was.
All right. I guess we won't keep you on the phone. All that was good stuff. Appreciate that. And
just do one thing. Make a calendar so I get famous.
All right. Well, then they can refer to this conversation, too, if we make a calendar.
Well, you write an article and let me see it before you print it.
Right. Well, yeah, I agree with you. I know you had articles written about you somewhere, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, several.
I think I had one of those articles.
It didn't go as far into it as I did with you just now. Right. No way.
We didn't touch the surface. We didn't touch the surface on all the things you've seen and done. We didn't get anywhere near it. You know?
Well, you know it yourself. That's what it matters.
Yeah. All right. Well, look.
Work on that computer. Work on that telephone till you get that. It's in there.
Well.
There's probably a picture on your phone.
I just sent her the video, and then that was it. And she
the video, and then you turn when people ask questions like your reply, or do you have a comment, and you push it to the left, and you go when you pull left and left and left and left. That's when that postman came on. That's how I got him.
Was he in
that's how he got me.
He got you.
And I couldn't get back. I tried to get him back because I wanted to go deeper into it, but I wasn't afraid. I'm not.
Right. Well, he wasn't in my basement at all. You didn't see him with the guitars and stuff, right?
I saw that. I don't know where he was
Yeah.
because the entire screen was just him, nothing else around him. Nothing. He took the entire screen.
Yeah,
I mean, it was weird. I didn't think even that phone would hold something like that. You know, it comes smaller, but this didn't. It took the whole screen, honey.
I didn't send it.
Well, hell, you didn't have it to send.
No. Nobody's ever seen that before.
No, well, and that's why I think, you know, since it came right with your phone, with your picture and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I think there's a connection, and why would it show it to me?
Yeah.
Of course, I created the thing, so there you go.
Yeah. That's crazy. All
Maybe
right.
he wanted me to make a correction. I don't know.
maybe you got something wrong, and he wanted to show you his anatomy.
Well, I'll be glad to do that. No problem.
All right, Inge. Hey, good talking to you. Thanks for talking to us, and I'll call you back.
Okay, take
All right.
care.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Night.
Bye-bye.
You know what I think happened?
What?
She swiped and brought up another picture.
Of what?
After the video, she probably has a picture of it on her phone or something. Or a picture you
Well,
sent her.
I did send her Mothman pictures,
Yeah, I
but
guarantee you that's why.
but she would be familiar with them. This was like an all-new one.
Look through your pictures.
Dude, I'm not touching that phone, man. That thing's on there.
That is the most logical explanation.
I
She
think.
said swiping, you know.
Well, let me ask you something,
Hey,
okay?
how
And
do
I
you
don't
get
want
to
to.
other pictures on your phone.
And I don't want but she is on the ball mentally.
She's got a better brain than I do.
Yeah. So, how do you get there from here? That's really the question.
Go through a massive war.
I think it's calorie restriction. Maybe it's luck of the draw, genetics. I don't know.
Working in a farm, like out in the field all day long.
There's so much more we could have probed there. I'm afraid to probe some of that German stuff. You know?
Why?
Well, I don't want to seem sympathetic.
How dare you?
There's anyhow. We didn't even touch the surface, man. She confirmed that story about the locomotive, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you grew up from 8 to 16 during World War World War II Germany, it must have been crazy. All right, so there you have it. It's I guess we'll pull the plug on this one. It's a good place to end it.
All righty, man.
All right. See you next Magic Friday.
Have a good weekend.
Yep. You too.
Bye-bye.